Hey, I just wanted to record a short video on how a professional script is written, and this is why I'm using the example of Get Out, written by Jordan Peele, because I think this is a great script to illustrate how you can write a script very well. It's very well structured, and the dialogue is breezy. The scenes are perfectly written in how they should be written, to the point with few words. And this is how a professional script is written, while a novice script will have a lot of extra information that's not needed to understand the point. So you'll, for example, have two characters just talking about their past life for like 5 minutes in a row, just about nothing. And you could remove the scene and not lose anything from the plot. And this is how most novice scripts read. Then when you read them, you kind of feel like you can remove 30% of the script and it will be a much better script for it. So you can just go through the script, remove lines, remove pages, and will only improve. While here in the professional script, you can see how it's written. A lot of white space, and if you remove even a single line, there will be some plot points later in the movie that won't make any sense at all, because all these lines are plot related. And this is what I want to illustrate with the example of Chris going to his girlfriend's parents' house. So unless you have seen the movie, you will not understand this at all. But Chris is the black guy, he's dating this white girl, and now he's at their house, and he found a picture of her in a theater play. So she's kind of now putting him on because she wants him to have sex with her, but in actuality she just wants him to forget that he found this photo of her being in a theater play. Because what's going on here? It's all a theater. They're all acting a role for him. Chris is being tricked into this house of these evil white people, and these white people are kind of trying to act like they're a normal family. But in actuality, his girlfriend is not a girlfriend. She's just playing the role of his girlfriend. This is why she has play actress experience. And this is why she's trying to kiss him right when he's talking about it, because she wants him to focus on something else. What he says here is that, what about the tour? Because he promised her that he would just be shown around the house. And this is of course a super boring scene in like most screenplays. And this is a scene you wouldn't really add to a screenplay, because just a character walking around the house is pointless information. It's not crucial information to the plot. If we can remove it, we usually remove it, because a movie is very, very short and we can only have extremely important scenes in a movie. But this is actually how Jordan Peele does it. He does have important dialogue lines in this script. And as you can see here, I have marked all the important lines of dialogue with yellow, because here Dean and Chris are walking around the house, and Dean shows Chris the office of his wife. So Dean is the father of Chris's girlfriend. He's saying, this is where my wife works at the office. And Chris says she's a therapist. Of course, Chris knows that because he has been dating his daughter for 5 months. And Dean replies, yes, she's a therapist. And this is extremely important to the movie, because they want his body. So they want to take his brain out and put another brain in his head. They want to steal his body to sell it to a white person. So actually Dean is the doctor doing the operation, and his wife is the therapist, making sure that the brain can go into the new body and be accepted by the new body. So all of this is of course important, but then we also have some new lines here of dialogue. Again, he's just talking about his son. So now it again feels irrelevant, because when people just are talking about feelings or sons or persons there, here, it kind of stuff you can remove unless it's plot relevant. And this is exactly plot relevant, because his son Jeremy had some dark spots, and now he's in med school, so he's following in the footsteps of his father and also wants to be a doctor. So of course we know what he wants to spend his life on, killing black people. And he also had a couple dark spots, which means that he's a dark character, he's a dangerous character, and we are warned about this character. This is a great premonition. Then he's talking about yeah, they always seem to bring something new to the house, right? So his children seem to bring something new to the house. What does that mean? They are bringing black bodies to the house. Actually, right now in the house, there are two other black bodies with white brains. So Chris is a black person, but they have just brought him to the house. And he is actually talking about Rose, his daughter, bringing Chris to the house here. So again, a super relevant line, really telling us about the plot, telling us about what happened, and it's kind of a line that feels natural, but actually telling us something very, very deep about the story. So here Dean is talking about how his father was beat by Jesse Owens, who then won the Olympic gold medal in the 36 Olympics. So it was in front of Hitler. And of course, Jesse Owens is a black guy. He beat his father, who's a white guy, and his father never got over it. So his father, of course, always wanted to kind of beat these black people, but he got a new idea. Why not just take a black body? This is what he did. So now Dean's both of his parents are still in the house, but they just have black bodies. So they're young black people. And this is where one of these black people, Georgina, it's his mother. We meet her in the kitchen. They say hi to Georgina, okay? And he even says, so we kept a piece of her in here, a piece of her mother. And this is, of course, the brain in this black body. And here I found a line that could be taken out, I think, because I don't understand it. Garbage goes under the sink. So usually when I write a screenplay, I will see such a line and then think, I'm cutting it. Gone, because it's not plot related, and I need lines that are plot related. This is just someone talking about a garbage can. But I'm pretty sure this line is very important for something else that I just have not figured out yet. So the way he says garbage, it's probably some American dialect, I don't know, maybe black dialect, whatever. It can be a lot of different things, right? So you can have a small line about where the garbage can is, and it can mean a lot of things. For example, here it can also mean that Dean thinks that Chris is stupid because he's black, so he needs to point to the garbage can. And here is where the garbage goes, or something like that. It could also just be a small line that's not plot related, but the writer still kept in the movie for some reason. Could be that, probably not. And of course, when they go to the backyard, so they go from the kitchen to the backyard, then you see that Dean, he's talking about the backyard being huge and the neighbors being very far away. So we know there's total privacy here. This is what he says exactly. And we know that Chris will have a hard time getting help if he's attacked by the family. So all of this is extremely crucial information, as you can see. Every single line conveys something that we need to understand. And even later, I didn't go through this because I was just stopping here. But even all these lines, here Dean is talking about the two black servants he has, right? And it looks kind of weird, and now he's explaining to Chris why they have these people working for them. Of course, it's actually his parents, but he doesn't say that. And then he's also saying that, well, he would vote for Obama a third term, kind of telling Chris that he's not a racist by overdoing it a bit, overacting, as some actors tend to do. And yeah, this is how professional I started here. I went through all the lines one by one and found a few words that were not plot relevant. Then I stopped here. This is how it's done. I cannot remove anything. If I remove even a single word from anywhere in this script, it will become much worse because there will be something else that doesn't make sense because I remove some exposition for something that happens later. That's all. Thanks.